we back.
Hey,
Hey.
hello,
What's another
hello,
episode?
hello.
Episode. Hello.
In honor of the queen, yeah, fuck that bitch.
But
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yup. Yup. We back
We back.
with another episode of It's the End of the World
Yes.
Unless I'm T. This my nigga Skinny.
Skinny, never skinny. The one and
Yep.
only.
And we getting into death
Funny enough,
today.
talk about that.
Oh right, yeah, I didn't even
Yeah,
realize that.
you know.
Yeah, so I don't know. People be talking about like think that talking about that shit is so like dark and
Mm-hmm.
heavy. I'm very intrigued. Not like suicidal,
Yeah,
but like I'm
yeah.
just very curious,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think it's good to talk about this shit. I think we make it real like taboo
I
and
think
like
so too. It's
and I
gonna
think that's what
happen.
make it scary for a lot of people, and then that's what leads a lot of people to looking for religion and other things. So
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. I mean, we're just so attached to everything that we
Mm-hmm.
have here and are so afraid of the like unknown
Mm-hmm.
that people are just very they don't apprehensive to just go with the shit,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
live
Nah,
in the
we
now type tip.
and I feel like too we have so much like technology now that's like wrapped around like living longer or like being young longer or like
It's
what I'm
just so
saying.
weird. Why do you want to be in this body for longer than you were
Yeah, it's
supposed to?
like it's this
Don't you want
fascination
to
with like
explore? I
yeah.
want to
I
explore.
want to go throughout the universe and the galaxies and dimensions and shit. Like,
Yeah, I want to
fuck
know what the
this.
hell. Even if like, okay, so I used to. I still could. I like. Okay, so I like a lot of different theories, but I can't say that I believe in any of them. Like, cause
Mhm.
I don't know shit.
Mhm.
So it's like none of us do. None of us niggas that are here to talk about it know shit about
Mhm.
shit. So, I mean, I like different theories. I like how they sound, but I'm also open to it not being that.
Yeah.
But for most of my life, I was like, reincarnation
Mhm.
absolutely makes the most sense. And I'm still like all for reincarnation, but I used to, I don't know, I guess just like theorize, like, okay, so do you get to pick what you want to be? Do your life choices somehow determine what you're going to be in the next
Mhm.
life? Like, is it some kind of karma? Like what's the deal?
Mhm.
And then I was just like, nope, you don't get to pick. It's just your fate. Whatever you are meant to be next is what it will be. And then I anyway, and
Mhm.
then I was introduced to the idea of none of that happening, and
Mhm.
it'll kind of be like a form of reincarnation, but you literally just disintegrate,
Mhm.
which I love because you're feeding everything else that is alive, like the
Mhm.
trees and the bugs and the fungi and all that shit.
Mhm.
And I love that. That's like the most ultimate form of reincarnation,
Mhm.
right?
I,
So that's where I'm at now. That's where I've landed. And I really love that shit.
I honestly, I'm with that shit. Like, I feel like the practice of like putting people in coffins is so backwards because
So
it's like
weird.
you're cutting down trees to make a box to put people in that naturally disintegrate anyway. Back in the like, we're supposed to like die and go back into the earth and
Trying
like
to protect,
be
like
fertilized.
trying to preserve the body when you're not going to look at it again.
Ever. Like you're never gonna see it. Like the most just so you can so somebody can go back and be like, oh, I'm gonna go to the grave and talk to my dad or my mom, and it's
I
like
mean, you
move
can,
like
they're still there, but
they're
they're
always
here
there. You
and
don't have
there and
right. They're
everywhere,
everywhere. You can talk to them
and
whenever. Like
nowhere. Yeah,
you don't
yeah.
have
I
to.
do, I do like the idea of graves, though.
You can make it,
Maybe,
but you can make a
maybe
grave
not.
without the concept of a coffin.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
yeah. I
yeah,
just
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like as animals, like we try to separate ourselves from animals so much that we don't realize that like we are still animals. So it's like our bodies were naturally made to like die off and fertilize the earth, just like every other animal. When you see a deer and it disintegrates or whatever, like after it get hit, it disintegrates and it rots or whatever, and then maggots or whatever it goes through the process. Like the same with our bodies. So it's just like I feel um I feel like our because of our concept of death, we waste a lot of like energy and just time around
It's
like
because of that attachment. It all
attaching.
fuels
Yeah.
the attachment that we have in this life. You know, a friend of mine told me that, I mean, feel free to fact check me. I literally just went off his word, but he
Mm-hmm.
attended one of these. I don't think you would call it a funeral, so I'll just call it
Mm-hmm.
a ceremony because I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what you call it.
Mm-hmm.
But he was saying Muslims, they don't do caskets or any of that shit. They don't do is it embalming fluid
Embalming,
to
I
like,
think.
yeah,
Yeah.
they don't do that. They literally just like wrap the body, dig a hole, you know,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a
I think
spot
that's
that
the
they
way it's supposed
pick
to be.
and just put them in there,
Yeah.
which
I
is
feel
like, yeah, you
yeah.
know, I looked this shit up before too. I don't know what prompted me to look it up. I think I was just curious to see if this kind of thing exists, but something that, like, a company that would compost your body and
Yeah,
like
they have that.
actually, I know, that's, I learned about it when I was looking that shit up. That shit is
Mm-hmm.
so cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
You,
I want.
you see the tree one?
Where they like, do they just like plant a seed on top of
No.
you or
So they
something?
take like I guess they
Oh, in
take
a pod or something?
yeah, it's like the little tree pod. Like they take your
Okay, go
ashes.
ahead, explain it though.
Yeah, they take your ashes and they put it like in this pot or something, and then they plant it, and then it grows into a tree.
Yeah, that shit's cool.
I was like, I do that.
That shit's
I
really
ain't gonna
cool.
lie. When I was younger, I used to always say like I wanted them to like throw my body to the sharks so that the sharks would eat me, and then I could come back as a shark.
That'd be.
I always used to say
I
that shit.
like that though.
I
I
used to
like
always say that
that.
shit.
How crazy would it be if that worked though?
I mean,
Or if it was like, or if like whoever Almighty is, whatever, if it's
mm-hmm,
all whatever, is like, okay, you've killed this many ants in your lifetime, so now you will be an ant
right.
or a
That'd be
fucking
good.
mosquito
I'd be
or
mad as
like,
shit because I'd be
I
like, yo,
know, dude, I
if
know.
I kill,
But
but
being
at
a
the same
bug would
time,
actually be kind of cool because, like, I mean, they're literally just going around working like us, but they don't have the, like, do they have emotions and stuff?
no,
Isn't
I
they,
don't
aren't
think
they just
so.
kind of like programmed
No,
to
they're like robots. They don't
do
have like
things? Yeah.
feelings. No.
I feel like that'd be cool.
But I also feel like okay, so the thing I've always, I guess, struggled with as far as like the concept of reincarnation, I guess is like one, I think is it limited to just like Earth and like, you know, or is it just infinite? Like could you end up on the other side of the galaxy like as a whole nother like being in a whole nother, you know what I'm saying? Like I think our concept of reincarnation is like, oh, you come back as a tree or a dolphin or some shit. But it's like, what if it's not even like, what if you come back in the future, like way in the future, like 3,000,
That'd be
4,000?
so
You
weird,
know what I'm
bro.
saying? So it's like I feel like, but then it's also there's a theory where it says when you die, you automatically like enter the soul, like enter a baby, and then that's why like when you come out as a baby, like you see a light, and it's like you don't remember the first couple years of your life,
Yeah, I've heard
and
of that
yeah,
too.
so it's kind of like it's I don't know, it's so many different theories, but like you say, like none of us ultimately know. So I just think that for me, it's just easier to just be like, whatever gonna happen. I think the concept of like not knowing how it's gonna happen is more, I guess, scary than like the actual act of it.
Mm-hmm. Cause
Yeah,
I mean, once you're doing it, my nigga, it's
yeah, it's like
done. You
done.
know, like
Yeah, it's
you're
just like
already surrendered at that point. But like the anticipation and the unknown is what be
mm-hmm.
fucking people up. But it just really soothes me just thinking about, like, not even necessarily coming back as something, but
The concept of
your
something bigger.
your death feeding life or
Yeah,
like sustaining life. You know,
yeah,
I yes,
yeah.
yes, and that makes me that helps me deal with grief because I've a lot of people and beings have died within the past year that are kind
Yeah.
of close to me.
Mhm.
And just thinking about that, like, really helps me cope with that.
Mhm.
Because, like, when I see that something as beautiful as a sunset or a sunrise, it's like, hey,
Yeah.
I know you're up there. I know that's probably you. I know
Yeah.
you're experiencing this some way, somehow. And I
Mhm.
was just like, it just makes me so much more grateful to like have that connection that I had with that person or thing. And then to just also be okay with them moving on,
Yeah.
because we're all going to do that shit.
And
So,
that's why I never like put people down, even though I'm very like anti-religion. I'm also very like much. I don't ever put anybody down for their religion, like because I know that a lot of people attach themselves to these things in order to deal with a lot of things that happen. So it's like it's not for me to tell you like how to, I guess, deal with your grief or deal with things or whatever. I just think that our concept of like the creator, whatever it may be, or creation in itself is so like small minded that it's like we make all these petty arguments about like the practice of religion, whether rather than the, I guess, connection with like nature and just everything around us. Like that same energy that we devote towards like praying and all the ritualistic things that comes with religion could just be put back into just taking care of like the earth and taking care of each other. You know what I'm saying? It's just I think a lot of people get caught up in the theatrics of it
mm-hmm,
that
mm-hmm.
that throws everything off. But the spirituality of it, I will never shit on because it's real for everybody. Like we're all connected through just nature. Like we're connected through, you know what I'm saying, just the energy and just like each one of us holds the same molecules and atoms and everything is as trees and bugs and animals and everything, it all holds the same, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we're all interconnected just through that.
But the sad truth is with that religion shit is that a lot of people are very weak-minded, and it's very hard for them to think for themselves.
Mhm.
So, and then you pair that with like, I don't know, so much trauma that just like people have dealt with, and
Mhm.
them just needing something to believe in, like anything,
Mhm.
grasping for
Mhm.
anything, and
Mhm.
then making that who they are, because
Mhm.
otherwise, who would they be?
I mean, it's definitely dangerous. Like, it's two sides to that shit, definitely. Because it's like you literally have people that are capitalizing off the fear of death. Like, you have people who are getting these mega churches and all this money from just being like, oh, if you don't do this, this, and this, you're going to go to hell. If you don't do this, this, and this, you're going to hell. And it's just like,
Yeah.
so people are so like traumatized that they're not even like doing the things that they're doing for like the sake of like being a good person or the sake of like helping somebody. It's like I just don't want to go to hell or I just don't want bad things to happen when I die. And
Mm-hmm.
it's I think that is the reason why so many you have so many like pastors that, or just not even just Christianity, but just religion in general. You have so many people who use religion to like preach their own messages, like, oh, I think this, so I'm gonna start talking about this. Like, have you seen that video where the pastor was talking about dudes putting their hair in a bun? And I was
No.
yeah, he was like dudes, men putting their hair in a bun and da 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 da. I'm like, bro, is that what we talking about in church now? Like in 2022, like there's so much shit going on in the world, and the most you can
Yeah.
talk about is niggas putting their hair in a bun. Like it's just people using that, like using the Bible and using all these things as like their own to push their own narratives and stuff. And and like you said, when you got people who are one scared and then two misinformed and then three just looking for an answer, like looking for something to connect to, it's easy to just sway people.
Yeah. Yep. I saw this is a little bit off topic, but not really, because we're just talking about like how susceptible people are. I saw this tweet where it was like people were bringing up this like new TikTok thing. It's not really a trend though. It's just like niggas are actually coming out and saying this on TikTok that black people used to be blue and green.
Oh yeah, I seen that. I
And
saw
then
that.
I saw a comment under that joint and they were like, oh, maybe I can start a cult.
Yeah,
It's like
definitely,
that shit
definitely
would be
no.
so easy,
No,
bro.
like no bullshit, no bullshit. I thought I'm genuinely want to start a cult. Like I've joked
No.
about it so many times, but I'm so dead serious. Like I want to start a cult because I feel like it's so easy. Like as long as you have a some type of message and you can make people feel good about themselves, bro, people will follow you anywhere, bro. Like it's sad, but it's like so many people are looking for something to fill like that void or feel like
It's
they
just crazy because niggas will look everywhere but inside
been inside
themselves.
themselves. Inside themselves, and they'll just keep avoiding themselves over and over. You jump from relationship to relationship, and like thing to thing, and job to job, and never be satisfied because they just think like the world is just can't satisfy you. But it's like no, it's you. It starts with you.
My nigga, you are the problem.
Hey, you are the problem.
It is you. Look
100%.
in the mirror, bruh.
Religion can't
Uh,
save you from yourself. I promise.
or from death either. So,
Or from death, because you're still gonna die.
yeah. And this, back to what you said earlier about all this shit that's coming out with, like trying to prolong human life.
Mm-hmm. And just looking younger and like,
Racist,
mm,
classist, and just like dumb as fuck.
mm-hmm,
It don't
mm-hmm.
make no fucking sense, bruh.
It's
I
no
swear, niggas
reason.
are just trying to figure out a way to get off of Earth
Yeah.
before its inevitable doom.
Mm-hmm. Just live forever on another planet.
And these rich niggas with money want to like experience it,
Mm.
even if it is. Ugh, it's just so. Just
It's
die, bruh.
it's trash.
Plus, like overpopulation. Hello.
Yeah.
I niggas need to die. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, y'all need to get over it. We're
And
going
the
to
real fact
die.
is, a lot of people have only been saved by the fact that like we live in the times that we live in. Like if we live maybe I don't know. If like I guess like if things were a little bit more primitive, I don't feel like I feel like majority of people would already have dropped off by now. Like realistically.
If it was really
Like
um
like out here, out here.
survival of the fittest,
Yeah, like
yeah,
out here, out here. I know
yeah.
I ain't gonna cap. I know I would, and it's not because I wouldn't want to survive, or like just cause I would just be like bored, not bored, but just kind of like over it. Like you telling me every day I gotta chase some shit? Hell no, I'm cool. I'm gonna chill.
That's how I feel if it would be like a zombie apocalypse. Like it'd be cool as shit to be me shown,
Yeah,
but
like at
like
first, and then you like
nigga,
day 30, you just
I would
toasted.
love a day to do nothing instead of fighting for my life, bruh. Like, is this
You be like,
really worth
look,
it?
bro, y'all just
And
got to
then
bite.
while you're fighting, and then even after you're done fighting, you're having to work even more to like rebuild, nigga.
Right, you got to survive after you fight. You get through the one thing, then you got to figure out where you gonna camp at for the night, where you're not gonna get bit by zombies, where you're
Bruh,
not gonna get robbed. Then it's
bruh.
like I'm gonna be like, look, bro, y'all just got to bite me because it's
Yeah,
too
I'm
much.
straight. I'm
What we even
straight.
surviving for? And then
Bro,
it's like,
I was getting mad anytime somebody got pregnant in that fucking show
that's
because, like,
what I'm saying.
what are you
What
doing?
is this really a priority right now? Like, how
I
are
mean,
you?
I understand you're like it's helping to keep the humans
I
going,
just
but
feel
like,
like
nigga,
we've been out here for like 3 weeks. Ain't none of us showered. Like, ain't no way. You
I
cute, but
know,
like, ain't no
bro.
way that thing smell right. Ain't
I
no way.
know,
Ain't
I
no way.
know.
Ain't no way. I'm like, I'm
How did you
good.
not get an infection,
I know that's
Shotty?
what I'm
Like,
saying.
what
Like,
the
we've been
hell?
out here for 3 weeks. We ain't washed nothing. Ain't nobody. Nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't need nothing out there. I wouldn't even be thinking about that in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. I'm thinking about not trying to die out here. Like,
Yeah, no, I'm
hell
straight.
nah.
I'm straight.
That shit crazy. But
But
it's at the
yeah.
same time, it's like I wouldn't just like I couldn't go out just like you know what I'm saying. I couldn't just go out like that.
Nah, I'm gonna go down fighting. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
down swinging, but ain't no promises. I'm
Hell
gonna come
no.
back up. You know.
Hell no. I ain't gonna try too hard to keep fighting.
Ain't no
Like
promises, bruh.
this
I
bitch
went way off topic.
like shit.
What the fuck do we even talk about now? I feel like I've shared all my feelings on this. I don't know.
I mean, it don't gotta be a long episode.
I know, right? Okay. Did you did you have any other remarks? I feel like this is gonna end really weird. I don't even remember what's the last thing we said related to death. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing, bruh. I'm too high for this. Okay. Alright. So we
Okay.
closing this bitch out.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Any other remarks?
Read a book, nigga. Woo.
Hey. Alright, I'm high. I gotta go.
Hey, bye.